This is the RX 7800 XT. It's got 16 gigabytes of VRAM and it's a beast here in 2024. You can pick up this graphics card anywhere from $475 to $500 and it's great for 1440p gaming. We're going to be using a capture card to record the gameplay of this graphics card so that we won't lose any performance whatsoever. And today we're going to be testing it in Warzone, the Resurgence game mode. So let's go check out our PC that we're going to be using. For our test bench, you can see that we're rocking the graphics card here with GPU Z with the i5-12600K and 32 gigabytes of DDR5 RAM running at 5600 megahertz. Good middle of the road PC build here. So let's hop into it. All right, to start off this game of Resurgence, we're going to try ultra settings at 1440p with no upscaling whatsoever to start with. And we'll add FSR3 and then frame gen and just see what happens at the end. Now, Resurgence is a good game mode to test because the FPS numbers are going to be pretty close to Warzone. I mean, you'll get a little bit less FPS in the actual Warzone game, but from what I see on Twitter, a lot of people are playing this game instead of the Warzone game mode anyway. And so that's what we're going to do. And because, you know, every time I die, I get to respawn and we'll see what happens from there. I did not mean to throw that drill charge. But that's okay. Now everybody knows where I'm at. So right now off the rip, we're getting 155-ish FPS, 112, 113, 1% lows. So, I mean, those are pretty awesome, if I do say so myself. And I'm off to a great start with losing my first gun battle here.
You're getting another chance. Make it count.
Alright, we'll go try somewhere else now to see what will happen. But the biggest key is, can I survive long enough so that I don't have to load another game? So we're getting, you know, 160-ish. Sometimes it drops down to like 155, but our 1% lows are good and everything else seems to be running very smooth. I would like to get in another, you know, gunfight to see exactly if it drops or affects FPS at all. But right now I'm just, you know, dealing with this as it is. I hear some shooting going around somewhere, but I got my resurge back. So there's a dude. Let's go see if we can fight him and see what happens. Oh,
Got gas moving in.
I got shot from on top of the hill. Man, not very good at this gun. And they can say what they want to, but there's no way there's good skill-based matchmaking because, like, that dude, he's got all these skins. He's running around sweating, throwing smoke bombs, diving, proning.
Get ready. You're flying.
Like, I play this game maybe once a week when I benchmark a graphics card, and that's it. Like, that's all I ever play. Almost didn't make the ledge there. That would have been tragic. Okay, so 160 FPS with no upscaling on ultra settings. I feel pretty confident that it's going to stay and hold there pretty well. So we have a nice little system here that we're testing everything on. And our upscaling is going to be FSR 3.0 because that's the new one. No frame gen to start with. And we're just going to see what it shoots our S up to at the moment. We'll start our counter over again, and at the moment it appears that we're getting 206 FPS, 131% loads. Like, I'm not a professional gamer by any means. I'm not a competitive gamer. I mean, I play like ranked modes and like Fortnite and Valorant just for fun, but I'm, you know, I'm not winning money playing video games anytime soon. But, I mean, I don't mind frame gen. Like, it doesn't bother me at all. Like, the FPS numbers are not bad. The delay and the input lag for me, I feel is pretty smooth. So, like, I'm not upset about it at all. A lot of people complain and say that, you know, you should never use upscaling in FPS style games, but I think it's pretty smooth. All right, so our next goal, though, is to not be out in the wide open. All right, and we're going to see how the frame generation, see if it works. Now, I'm a little bit concerned about my CPU here, not being able to fully utilize this, but we're going to see what happens. Because we're only getting like 200, like it's pretty much exactly the same as what it was without the frame gen. And I feel like that's not supposed to be that way. Because on the RX 7700 XT that I tested not too long ago, wasn't on this channel, that's before I started posting on this channel, it got like 270 FPS with frame gen. So the only thing that I can think of, whoops, the only thing I can think of that would cause that discrepancy in the FPS numbers is my CPU not being strong enough to do that and handle those numbers. My gosh, man. Well, that
Failure
game's
ain't
over.
fair.
All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to play one more game of Warzone to try the frame gen. We'll try and see if the frame gen gets any better if we play a second game of Warzone, although it probably is not going to be. And then what we'll do is we'll see what our highest FPS numbers are at max resolution, like 100% render scale, with the lowest settings. So like if you wanted best case scenario, max out your FPS, low settings, what would it look like? And that's what we're gonna do. All right, so we're gonna play the one more game on the Resurgence game mode with FSR 3.0 and frame generation, and we're just kind of seeing the CPU bottleneck here with this particular graphics card because our frame generation is not as high as what we'd like for it to be. So because I've had experience with the 7700 XT and we've had a much higher number with frame gen on, so I know that this could be much better.
Hostiles deploy the mosquito.
I mean, 195, 200 FPS. I mean, that's nothing to write home about. It's not bad at all, but you know, I'm okay with the results. If you wanted more results for this graphics card, obviously you could get a better CPU, but like you're not gonna be miserable with this at all. And I'm working on getting I'm working on getting a 7800X 3D for these videos so that the graphics card will not be bottlenecked ever, but that's just a long way away at this point. So now what I would like to do is we're gonna try one more little round of games here because I'll probably die pretty fast, but we're gonna turn FSR off because you know it's an FPS game. A lot of people don't like FSR in FPS games. We're gonna go to the basic, not the minimum, because the minimum looks really bad. We're gonna go basic settings, which is pretty much the lowest you can go. We might go minimum, but see, minimum changes it to like half render scale, so we're just gonna go balanced. I mean basic, sorry. Basic settings, that's as low as we can go without changing the render scale. And we're gonna see what our S is like. Again, this is no upscaling technology, no FSR. And we'll see what it's like. Homeboy running around like crazy right now. But I mean, we're getting 214 FPS. Oh man, he found me. That was no upscaling, low settings. I mean, it's hard to tell on the screen recording how good the quality is, but I think overall it's a great, option for you. If you want to pick one of these up, it's down in the comments below. And if you want to see how this graphics card does in other games, then go check out this video.